Welcome to the 100th anniversary presentation of the Rotary Club of Evansville. During this presentation, you'll learn about the historical significance of the Rotary Club of Evansville during the past 100 years in this city and community. Rotary is the world's premier international humanitarian service organization whose motto is Service Above Self. The Rotary Club of Evansville was formed on December 9, 1913, when 114 business and professional leaders in this community gathered together at the St. George Hotel, now the McCurdy, to organize the club. On March 1, 1914, our Rotary Club received the 102nd charter from Rotary International. Over the past 100 years, the Rotary Club membership has provided this community with some of its best and most prominent leaders. Later in this program, you will see some of these leaders who were selected for the prestigious Rotary Civic Award, given annually to a person or persons who have given meaningful and unique leadership to this community. Membership in the club is based on one's vocation. Rotary brings together men and women of varied businesses and professions to recognize the worthiness of all useful occupations and professions. The core principle of Rotary is the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal, business, and community life. Along with this core principle, the club stresses high ethical standards for each of our members. You'll see and hear about many of those who have been intimately involved in the history of the Rotary Club of Evansville. Thank you so much for watching this presentation, and we hope that it gives you a renewed sense of dedication and purpose in our wonderful and vibrant community. Our host is Randy Wheeler, an Evansville Rotary past president and assistant governor of Rotary District 6580.
Thank you, Rotarians Harry Lukens and Mark Miller, for your kind introduction, and good evening, everyone. For many Rotarians, the worldwide service organization that Mark and Harry collaborated to describe at the top is about servant leadership, a way to place service above self and make good things happen in our community and around our world. Rotary, with massive help from the World Health Organization and from Bill and Melinda Gates, is close to wiping out polio, this close to wiping out polio from the face of the earth. Rotary has saved the lives of hundreds of thousands of people through water projects and has provided people power and funds to make amazing things happen in hometowns and again around the world. I'm joined by several Evansville Rotarians to discuss on the occasion of our 100th anniversary what the Rotary Club of Evansville is and what it has done. First, we have a group of Rotary presidents. All Rotary presidents are called upon to outline goals at the start of the year and report their record as they wrap up their year. Let's begin by asking them what was really important during their tenure and what are their significant recollections of that year. In alphabetical order, we open with Tom Osterman. Tom?
My year, I think, could be categorized in a couple of areas. The major goal was to improve the quality of the program via the speakers. Mm-hmm. And during my year, we were able to have local, state, and national political candidates. We were able to have, as we did normally, the State of the City address. We had the State of the Schools address. And I think that was one of the things that I'm proudest of is we really had a fantastic speaker year. The second thing is there had been an issue that had been kind of kicked the can for a number of years, mm-hmm. and that was, the location where Rotary should meet. And so we had three priorities there. We had facility. We wanted to see if we could improve the facility. We wanted to see if we could improve the luncheon, the mm-hmm. food selection. And then finally, probably most importantly, we wanted to increase the funds. And we were able to accomplish that with our move from the Coliseum, which was a great historical venue. Mm-hmm. We were sad to leave there, but moving to the Tropicana Conference Center was a good thing for us.
You got them all done.
Yeah.
Donna Leader, your recollections of your year?
Well, Randy, I want to combine my year with some others. Mm-hmm. I was preceded in office by Father Steve Lynchnick and Jeff Lake, and I was followed by Ron Edley and Steve Whitting. And we started a number of initiatives together. One of them, of course, was to grow membership, and we were around 350, sometimes teetering near 400, which was a fabulous goal. We did a lot of other things. We built a habitat house, which was a wonderful thing for our club to do. We also started the Howell Wetlands hiking trail, the North Woods Nature Trail. That was an important part of what we all did. We chartered the first Rotaract Club in Indiana, and that's a club for young people who ultimately, hopefully, graduate to our club. And then we also chartered the Warwick County Rotary Club in Newburgh, Indiana. And finally, we chartered the Jasper, Indiana Rotary Club.
A very busy period for
It
Rotary.
was a busy year.
Many accomplishments. Gene Warren, how about your years?
Randy, in recollection, I recall a significant move, as Tom spoke of moving from the Coliseum. Randy Sauer and I were asked by Robert R.C. Miller to find a site when we were given about a 10-day notice to move from the Executive Inn back in 91, 92, and 91 actually. We were able to consider all the downtown facilities that were available in just 2 short days and settled upon a selection of the Coliseum. The beautiful, historic, as Tom said, building. We were occupants of the Coliseum for many years, from 91 until just a couple of years ago. I think we made a major commitment and contribution to the historic preservation of that building. Another accomplishment that was achieved during that time was that the Rotary Foundation was established in 1990. That foundation, based on funding initially from Rotarians with some contributions from other community members as well, has grown from $1 to over $1 million just in the last few weeks.
And from the interest on that money, we're able to give out a lot of money to the community.
A total of more than $270,000 has gone over the years from the foundation to educational benefits in the Evansville community.
And I want to thank our 3 Rotary presidents, Osterman, Warren, and Leader.
In November of 2012, the Rotary Club of Evansville and the Rotary Club of Tizimin, Yucatan, Mexico, established a sister club relationship to advance goodwill between our 2 countries. Evansville Rotary Club donated ambulances, medical equipment, and funds to open a needed clinic in the Tizimin district.
Our club presents annually the Rotary Civic Award, which is an award that goes to a very top achieving individual or people in the community. Usually it goes to one person. Sometimes it's presented to one or more. That's only happened a few times in recent history. But the Rotary Civic Award really is the embodiment of the volunteer spirit in this city and what people can individually or collectively accomplish. We have today with us 3 winners of the Rotary Civic Award, and we're going to ask them how they felt when that moment arrived, when their name was given out after a group had wandered around the room looking for the Civic Award winners and stopped at their table and said, "You are the person." First of all, Rita Eikamp. Rita?
Well, you're always astounded when someone stops by your table. You're thinking it's someone else there. And so it's a wonderful honor and a very humbling honor. I was very proud of the fact that I received that award for all of the volunteer work I had done, but particularly for the restoration of the Victory Theater. That was a project that took 10 years for this community, but that theater is truly restored, and the entire community has had an opportunity to visit it, to see performances, and to enjoy a restored theater. One of the other things is the opportunity to volunteer in the community, and it's something everyone needs to think about their passion when they begin to volunteer, because that's how you really develop fun and enjoyment out of your volunteer work. And an award is not what you do for it. You do it because you love the organization and you are loving what you do.
And you were not actually a member of Rotary when you won the Civic Award?
I was a member, but I
Okay,
had
you
only
were.
been a member a couple of years.
Okay.
And it should inspire people to not stop there, because my most recent project is the Evansville Museum and the new wing and renovations there. So it's fun to be recognized, but it's more fun to keep working in your community and doing things to bring your community forward.
And both Rotarians and non-Rotarians can be winners of the Rotary Civic Award. Most of the recent ones have been Rotarians, but we also have many people through the years who are not actually members of the club when they were announced to be the winner. H. Ray Hoops was another winner of the Rotary Civic Award. Ray, how did you respond?
Well, I was humbled by the award and quite surprised, but I never really considered it my award. I know that it was in response to the University of Southern Indiana, all the good that it's done, and while I hope I was a part of that, I certainly wasn't the entire process. An awful lot of people actually won that award. In fact, I think I asked the people at Rotary that day for everyone with an affiliation to stand up, and virtually the entire Rotary Association stood. But it's a wonderful award. It's perhaps the most prestigious award given in Evansville and is widely regarded as such. It recognizes not only the individual, but Rotary because of the emphasis it puts on service and the valuation it gives to people who commit their lives to service, but to the organizations that people are a part of. And it also, I think, recognizes people who do their work across a variety of areas. I wasn't just active with USI, but have stayed active in other organizations in the area, very involved in Youth First right now. And I think that when Rotary recognizes someone as the Civic Leader of the Year, it gives them a platform both to advance Rotary's functions and the functions of the other organizations of which they're a part, and a very important platform.
Yeah, I remember when I won it. It is indeed a humbling experience. Ted Zemer, you're introduced as having raised more money for more organizations than any man in the history of Evansville. Yeah. that had to be a great thrill, though, to win.
Well, it was a great thrill. It was absolutely flabbergasting for me. And I'm very amused each year when I hear that citation that read that I raised more money than anybody in Evansville. There have been a lot of people in Evansville since then who have raised, Rita, for example, millions of dollars. And I was just happy to be able to try to do my part at the time that I did it. I say I was surprised to get the award, and as both Ray and Rita have said, it is so humbling. If you look at the list of people, starting with E. Meade Johnson and going through the list, Wally Graves from another university, the University of Evansville, won the award, and you can go on, and you look at that list, and then you think of yourself and you think, my gosh, what am I doing in this group? So it's a wonderful thing. I especially like it because it places emphasis on whatever the award winner does and the importance of that particular endeavor to the good of the community, and in my case, fundraising. And it raises the level, I think, of fundraising in the community and the need for that. And I'm very proud that I was able to help encourage further fundraising in the community.
And our sincere thanks on behalf of Rotary to all that all of you have done.
Evansville Rotarians did not overlook their obligation to the youth of our community. It provided the funds to construct and maintain the monkey ship at Mesker Zoo in the late 1930s.
The Rotary Club of Evansville has a long-term, close relationship with education in our community. It's funded through the Rotary Club of Evansville Foundation. A lot of money has been raised and sent into education. Today we're going to talk about the process that we follow for that, and we'll also talk about some other areas of education involvement by your Rotary Club. Amy Walker wears two hats. She's a former Rotary Club president, and she's the head of the Public Education Foundation of Evansville. So she's seen it from both sides of the street over the years. Amy, tell us a little bit about your involvement in this process.
Well, Randy, the Public Education Foundation became involved in the Classroom Enrichment Grants program back in 1987 when a PEF board member, who was also a Rotarian, went to Rotary with the idea of Rotary funding grants in the classroom. The funding would go through the Public Education Foundation, and the coordination of the project would be through PEF. So this started in 1987. In about the mid-90s, the Public Education Foundation started also putting money into this program so that we could award more grants. And then in the mid-2000s, around 2004, 2005, the Love Foundation of Evansville also said they would like to put some money into the Rotary PEF Love Foundation Classroom Enrichment Grants Program. So since 1987, just in the public schools here in Vanderburgh County, Rotary has awarded nearly 800 different classroom grants to teachers, totaling over $550,000. They also, Rotary then and the Love Foundation award grants to private and parochial schools in our county, and through the years that has added nearly another $105,000 for an additional 153 grants, for grand totals just through granting projects through the Rotary Foundation of Evansville, 956 grants impacting or touching over 28,000 students and totaling over $650,000.
School Superintendent Dr. David Smith, how has this impacted education in the public schools?
Well, it's been a tremendous positive impact. We certainly appreciate the extra dollars that really fund projects and initiatives that we could not typically fund. And over 800 projects in our schools. Think of the thousands of students that has positively impacted. It's been incredibly beneficial for our students.
Now, Sarah Badliner from Tompkins Middle School is one of the winners of the Rotary Public Education Foundation Love Foundation Award. Sarah, what was your project and what was your reaction when you learned that you were going to be receiving funds through these 3 different groups?
Well, I've actually received many grants from them. So every time Dr. Perry would call me in his office and I'm jumping up and down like, yes, I got the money. I can go buy all these supplies for my kids. The most recent one was I was able to buy slates for all the teachers and then a video making program. So I was able to make videos for the students to watch even when they're not in the classroom. So one project that we're doing is the hands-on equations, and students work at their own pace. When they get stuck, they go watch the videos online, then they can get right back to work. So even though we missed school because of snow days, they still had access to that at home, which really helped out with us getting through everything that we need to get through in time for ISTEP.
Now, Dr. Smith, you have to deal with the finances as the man where the buck stops, so to speak. This has got to be good news for the taxpayers, does it not, that this $550,000 has come your way?
Oh, absolutely. The community's children are our children. So it's great that we have incredible partnerships such as the Rotary Partnership that funds $500,000 worth of additional initiatives for our kids.
Amy, what are some of the other areas where Rotary is involved in education?
Well, we also have a Reading Rotarians program where Rotarians go into first grade classrooms 2 times a year, and it's every first grade classroom that would like to have us come. So it's private and parochial and public schools. We go in and read a book, and then we leave the book for the classroom to build a small library in their own classroom. So that's done twice a year, and we've done it for at least 6 or 7 years, and that is a partnership with St. Mary's Medical Center. We also have a mentoring program for college students. So we're not just focused K through 12, we also work with college students, one-on-one mentoring. We are partnering this year for the first time with Junior Achievement to provide volunteers for their financial literacy programs that they take in the middle and high schools. So we have really a very broad array. We also work in career and technical education, have a committee focused on helping them with marketing, the Southern Indiana Career and Technical Center, with working with other businesses to find out what is needed through those classes. And so we provide not just financial support to the schools, but in-kind expertise wherever we can.
And at the end of each of our Rotary meetings, we always have our speaker sign a book. And that book then is given to one of the schools or an organization where they're working with young people. And it's part of Rotary's way of joining the EVSC and what they call their goal of bringing learning to life.
Rotary Club of Evansville helped organize Jasper Rotary Club, and in 1991, the Evansville Morning Club. Rotary Club of Evansville also sponsored the Rotaract Club of Evansville in 2001 and Warwick County Rotary Club in 2002.
In our 100th year as a service organization in Evansville, it behooves Rotary to take a look back and look at the present and consider the future along the lines of our motto, and that is service above self. Service projects are at the heart of what we do and what we are, And we have with us today our existing club president, Jeffrey Berger, and Pepper Mulheron, who's going to be our next president in a few months. And after that, Mike Beavers. All three of them have been very involved in service projects. Jeffrey, let's start with you and tell us a little bit about what Rotary's been doing.
Yeah, for over the past 10 years, our club has really made a commitment to about every other year do a significant service project for the community, a way of giving back and serving the city of Evansville. One of the first projects that we did that is still being used very extensively is the Rotary Northwoods trails up near Lloyd Pool. Beautiful trail system that we cleared. You see people riding their bikes, jogging, walking their dogs, but it's been a system that's used throughout the year. It's right next to a park, so it really works very well. A great partnership that we had with the Evansville Parks Foundation. We have also done the Rotary Youth Fitness Center at the YMCA, and that was in reaction to the Wellborn Foundation's reports about the increasing level of obesity in children. So we put exercise equipment at the Y that is more kid size and kid usable, and it's used extensively. Most recently, the project that we did was the first Blue Trail in Evansville. We put a kayak canoe launch on the north side of town near just north of Green River Road, north of Lynch Road, and it allows people to put a canoe in or a kayak on the north side of town, go 6 miles down the Pigeon Creek, and take out at Heidelbach, the Heidelbach Canoe Launch. And it was finished this fall, so we're very excited about it being put to use quite a bit this summer along in partnership with Wesselman Woods and the Boy Scouts. It's really going to be a great opportunity for the public to have as well.
Right now it's a white trail. If you put a canoe there, you'll zoom right across
right.
the ice.
Now you're going to go right through the ice.
Right.
And in the spring it will get flooded, but once the water goes down, it'll be a great trail. And then the big thing that we're doing as part of our centennial is we're going to be raising about $100,000 for a gift for the city, a legacy gift for our 100-year anniversary, and we're in the process of determining exactly what that's going to be over the next couple of months.
Pepper, you're very involved in planning the big gala on March 1st to mark the 100 years of Rotary. Tell us about that.
Well, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. A 100-year birthday only happens once. Yeah. It's March 1st. At the Old National Bank Plaza, formerly the Center. It begins at 5:30. It's open to the public. We believe that others, not just Rotarians, are interested in coming to the event. One of the reasons is our keynote speaker, a longtime Rotarian, former Senator Richard Lugar, will be addressing our club and everyone that's in attendance. It will be a grand evening with wine, dancing, and of course hearing Senator Lugar talk to us. So all proceeds from the event go toward the legacy gift to the city of Evansville that Jeffrey mentioned. So we're really spending a lot of time to ensure that this event is one that's memorable and that no one will want to miss.
Senator Lugar, of course, has been a prominent figure on the world stage for decades. Leading disarmament around the globe. He's really an incredible person, lifelong Rotarian in Indianapolis, we might point out. So even non-Rotarians might want to make arrangements to come to that get-together.
Absolutely. Anyone that's not ever heard former Senator Lugar speak is really missing out. Every time I've heard him, he speaks without notes and very well spoken on just about any subject. And I am really excited to hear what he has to say about Rotary and service above self.
Mike Beavers, in about a minute, what do you see as super future projects for Rotary?
Well, first of all, we want to have a successful endeavor here with the centennial and give back to the city a very significant, long-lasting gift as a permanent reminder and celebration of our 100-year centennial. So that's going to be one of the exciting projects that we'll be hopefully seeing through completion down the line here. We're also working in great membership initiatives and reaching out to some younger folks and bringing them into the fold with a Vision 2020 effort that we have. It's been very, very successful. So from the membership front, the project front, and of course with this gala, which also there's going to be an auction as well for that evening. So just it's a great time for everybody to come out for that and help Rotary celebrate this milestone 100-year anniversary.
Music and dancing with the Jeff Harmon Trio. It's going to be a big night.
As in the past, Rotarians are united in the belief that along with success comes the obligation to give back. Today, the club has 240 men and women in its membership. Women first joined the club in 1987 and have played key roles in club leadership since that time.
Rotary Club of Evansville is looking to the future, and we're looking at our current Rotarians to carry us there. One of our newest members is Cullen Stanley, and he's involved in a thing called Vision 2020. Tell us about that, Cullen.
Sure. Well, thank you, Randy. When our president, Jeffrey Berger, returned from Lisbon, Portugal for the Rotary International meeting in November of last year, he came back with some pretty big ideas. And one of them was essentially Vision 2020, which is try to get new members into the club under the age of 40, essentially future business leaders or community leaders of Evansville.
Jess Sickman is a former Rotaract member and now a member of the Rotary Club of Evansville. Rotaract was the first of its kind in the state of Indiana, started by the Rotary Club of Evansville. Jess, tell us about Rotaract and your vision of the future of Rotary in Evansville.
Rotaract is an organization started by Rotary for young leaders in our community under the age of 30 to 35. It gives those leaders an opportunity to get involved in the community, much like the same mission as the Rotary Club. And moving forward then from Rotaract, they would become members of Rotary. And Rotary for me, I think, is an opportunity to give back to the community of which I live and raise my children, and I can't think of a better way to get involved and give back than being a part of such a great organization such as Rotary.
Now, Scott Hurt is our third linchpin to the future of Rotary in Evansville. Scott, you've been with us a couple years, you looked around, you have a feel for it. What do you see Rotary doing in its second 100 years?
Absolutely. Well, I think one thing that Rotary really provides young professionals like myself is an opportunity to give back to the community. And as we continue to move forward, I see the next generation having really a strong desire to continue to build and improve the community of Evansville and the tri-state area. And I think Rotary is a great conduit to that. Great leaders for the young professionals to look up to as mentors and really develop their professional business community service skills. And I think there's a great opportunity for us to continue Rotary's excellent tradition today.
Rotary has been very involved in projects over the years. We talked about that during our last segment. Are there any projects that any of you would like to see Rotary moving into in the future?
Something that we surveyed our members under the age of 40, which is the group Vision 2020 that Cullen spoke of, something that they pointed out that was very important to them was community service opportunities for them to get involved, not only as themselves as members, but also their young families, to instill at a young age the importance of being involved. So we've really dove in to try to find those opportunities, such as the mayor's initiative, to clean Evansville. We have a monthly group now doing that. Other things that we've done, we have had game night with the Methodist Youth Home, going in and setting an example for teens that may have a troubled background. So finding those opportunities that are really geared towards the younger professionals is something that is of importance.
Scott, what are some projects you'd like to see Rotary aim toward?
Well, I think continue to take some further steps from what we've already started, but really raising the profile of some of the local initiatives. The new canoe launch initiative I thought was fantastic, and something that that profile of that and others like that could be raised. Just kind of taking what is already going on locally, but giving a little bit more to it and raising that profile so people understand, hey, Rotary is here and these professionals are doing a lot of great works.
And it's exciting to think about working with the three of you to help Rotary move into its future, its next 100 years. You can find more information about our Rotary Club at evansvillerotary.com, and you can find out how you can also be a person contributing service above self.